Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What I'll be working on today is the hydraulic oil and filter change on my BX23s. This is a 27 millimeter, and what you have to remember is righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we just gotta go lefty, just a quick turn, and it cracked the nut. You want to make sure that you have the adequate oil pan to catch the oil. As you'll see, once I'm removing this drain plug and the oil starts flowing out, it's not working for me. The pan was big enough, however, it wasn't flowing into the hole of the pan quickly enough, so I had to hurry up and recap the plug. I put the plug back in. I tried to shake the pan and move it around so the oil would go in, and I was still having issues where the oil was just running over the pan. After multiple tries, it wasn't working for me. This pan just was not working for me. It was a new pan that I bought from Walmart, and it just didn't work. So I had to stop what I'm doing and go get another pan. This Walmart pan suck. So I went and got another pan. I placed it in there. I got a funnel under the hole. Hopefully I can get the oil to drop right into the funnel. So I pull back the drain plug and I let it drop into the funnel. The reason why I'm not pulling the fill plug is that I don't want this to come out too quick. It takes a while to drain the oil. What you're looking at right now, that's video is running at 4 speed, so it looks like it's coming out fast, but I sped up the video for brevity. But it just takes a while to drain, and while it's draining you can work on something else. You know, as it's draining I was doing something else just to get that oil out. When the oil is adequately drained, I went ahead and I started turning this filter by hand. I also had a tool, but the tool for the filter wouldn't pass that plate, and I didn't want to do extra work to remove the plate. So I tried it by hand a couple of times, see if I can get it to just turn a little bit. And usually with a gloves and by hand you'll get a grip on it and you're able to shift it and turn it. But I guess from the factory this is the original filter, and sometimes what they do, they put the filter on and they spray their paint or whatever, so I couldn't get it off. So I got the this trap wrench, and with this trap wrench I was able to remove it with ease. Once I got it removed with ease, or just break the seal, I started turning it by hand. And once I turned it by hand, it just came right out. I moved my pan over to catch any oil that was falling out, the excess oil that's in the filter. So I'll remove the filter and just let the rest of the oil drain. Now as you watch me in the side of the video, when I get the new filter, I get some oil and I rub it on the O-ring itself. What it does is creates a better seal, because the oil on the O-ring causes it to slide against the metal, and it tightens up better and seals better versus the raw rubber against the metal. You just want to hand tight this filter, and you won't have any issues when it's time to remove it. I usually use the gloves to give it that little extra half turn or boost, but it's all hand tight. Once that's done, I'm going to put in back my fill plug. You want to start off hand threading it in, and you screw your plug in. Once you screw your plug in, you just want to use the wrench and just give it a snug, not over tightening the plug because you don't want to strip any of the threads. I then moved on to my screen filter, which is a 12mm bolt. So I removed the bolt and then proceeded to remove the screen filter. Once the bolt is off, this is the first time I'm removing the screen filter, so it was on pretty tight. Trying to get this off by hand was kind of difficult for me because I had the backhoe attached to the tractor. I was just too lazy to remove the backhoe, and I didn't think it would be this difficult, so I used a screwdriver, I used pliers, I used a bunch of stuff, but it took a while just to pop it out. I guess because of the O-ring itself that was there, I could rotate it left and right, but it wouldn't pop right out. After some try, I was finally able to break it free because of the O-ring just slided right out. Once I got the filter removed, I went ahead and washed it with some parts cleaner. My filter was pretty clean, so I washed it with some parts cleaner and then I just put it right back in. There was no junk or parts or O-rings or gasket, rubber, nothing on it. It was fairly clean, but I just rinsed it out anyway with some parts cleaner. I put it back in, and then I put back my bolt to hold the filter in. Again, this filter has an O-ring, so you don't want to over tight the bolt. The bolt is there just to hold the filter in place. It doesn't really do anything else. It doesn't make the filter tighter. The O-ring is what seals the filter. Again, this took me some time because I had the backhoe attached, and that's an extra space that I couldn't reach, so I'm trying to reach in sideways and I'm working with one hand, so it was challenging. Once I got done with that filter screen, I went ahead and popped my dipstick out, which is in the back of the tractor. You just pop that dipstick out, and you want to make sure you get a long funnel. This tractor takes approximately 3 gallon. I bought a 2.5 gallon, and I had another gallon that I had from before, so I proceeded to fill it up. After the 2.5, I added a half a gallon, and then I started checking the oil level to make sure I'm at the right level. I bought all the parts from the Kubota dealer, which came out way cheaper than if I were to buy it somewhere else. The filter, including the oil, was I think less than $60 or $7 maximum. So I got all original OEM parts for this service. Once I got done, I put my dipstick in, I checked my level. Once I checked my level, I went ahead and used some cat litter to spread over the oil that spilled when I was draining it, the one that spilled out of the pan. I spread some cat litter on it to absorb all the oil that was on the concrete. and then I went ahead and poured the used oil into the container to take it back for recycling. So that's all for changing the hydro oil on your BX23s. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel for future videos on my tractors or whatever I'm fixing or